Hi y'all, welcome in or welcome back to Salty Tarot. We're going to have a quick little look at the connection between you and the person in your heart or on your mind. We've got a new little setup here. It probably looks pretty much the same to you, but this is the first time using the new spot and it's feeling energetically clean and lovely. And so we're going to start with the Angel card deck and then we'll get into couple other decks and just pull some messages real quick like. So I've already pre-shuffled a little bit. Spirit, please tune me into the collective and the messages they need to hear about the person in their heart or on their mind at this time. Sorry, just adjusting the microphone. We've got 6666 with great blessings. See if I can bring that up so you can take a photograph or take a screenshot if you like. It says, great blessings, self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. So a message about clearing out clutter in order to make space for new love to come in if that's what you're after, or rekindling love with the person on your mind if that is what you're after. We're going to turn to the Romantic Love Oracle deck. Flipped it over and on the bottom we've got happiness. New discoveries lead to celebrations. Love yourself first. Again, I've pre-shuffled a little bit, but here we go. So Spirit, what are the messages regarding the person, regarding the collective and the person in their heart? What messages do they need to know about the connection at this time? We've got a couple from here. We've got decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. We've got peace. Peace and contentment are coming to you. It's a bit of an echo here between the letting go message, setting boundaries, let go of things that are weighing you down, and decisions that need to gain clarity through decision making, and then the message again of peace coming through that process of decision making. We've got ask your angels, seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So a strong message that your spiritual team is asking you to connect with them regarding this connection. We're going to get a Starseed Oracle message. We'll get one for you and one for your person. So for you, Spirit, what energies is the collective in at this time regarding the connection with the person in their heart or on their mind? We've got trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. So a bit of a divine timing message there. And Spirit, what energies is their person in at this time? Ooh, we got a bunch of cards. I'm just going to take the top one, which is Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. So there are messages in both of these cards to surrender. So I'm just going to read out a little bit of the descriptions. Trust the timing is exactly what it sounds like. Essentially just have faith that the timing of where you're at right now is exactly perfect. And that may not be initially clear. It may not be clear in the present moment, but it may become clear in retrospect. And essentially just trust that things are happening for you in the order that they need to, and that you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. and you're not running out of time. So if you're feeling any impatience, if you're comparing yourself to others, feeling any sense of competition, just take a breath, step back, take a breath, take a few deep breaths. And if you find yourself sort of scanning for threats and feeling anxious, then ground down, breathe, and trust that you're never too old, it's never too late. You're not going to miss what's meant for you. What's meant for you cannot miss you. And then over on your person's side, there's a suggestion that they're trying to over-control situations, and because of that, they're not surrendering to the flow either. And so I'm just going to read out this little paragraph. When we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. Your person is being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life. When one surrenders one's personal will, relinquishing control and releasing the ways that one thinks things should be, and surrendering to the greater will, one finds oneself being led, and one begins breathing the breath of life. So in both of these cards, I'm seeing sort of maybe a desire to control the outcome of the connection, or I'm sort of getting the sense that perhaps you're feeling some impatience maybe for things to happen more quickly, and your person is sort of trying to kind of control the timing or control the pacing. And in both cases, there's a call to step back and let it flow. In your case, the advice would be to, again, together with this message of making space in your life, so just sort of surrendering to the universe what you don't need to have a direct hand in. And that can be a really freeing, it can feel scary to surrender control, but also if you are able to ground and get into that like sort of orienting to your soul's compass, figuring out where your true north is and following that. And so if you can ground down and breathe into that and sort of declutter your mind, declutter your personal space, your physical space, declutter your schedule, and then you'll have a better sense of where you want to take this connection. You'll be able to tune in to where it needs to go and what steps you need to take in the connection. And similarly, your person might be listening to their mind over their heart a little too much. So if that's resonating, we're going to go on to the tarot now. We're going to use the Rider-Waite, the Radiant Rider-Waite. It's a bit of a flashier version. So Spirit, please tune me into the energy of the collective and their connection with the person in their heart or on their mind. What are the past energies of the connection? We've got the Six of Cups, followed up with the Five of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Lovers in reverse. So it might be that you had a very, very strong sort of soul connection with each other that maybe descended into some kind of egoic battles, whether between you or surrounding maybe where to take the connection. But it looks like there was also a very strong current of love even through those ego battles, but no long-term commitment coming out of that. Like someone here fell in love, but it didn't result in a commitment, and it didn't result in a full-on relationship, or there was no decision about entering into some kind of ongoing relationship where these energies could flow and prosper. What energies is your person in at this time? We've got the Emperor, that's that control message. So again, your person is very much in the energies of wanting to control the connection or control the timing of the connection, possibly trying to control how it manifests, maybe trying to manifest it, or potentially trying to control whether it manifests at all. So just a very strong message of control coming from your person. We've got Ace of Swords, Two of Cups in reverse. So they're looking to, bottom of the deck, we've got Knight of Wands in reverse. They're having some revelations or clarity about the connection. They're not feeling like you're in alignment, and it doesn't look like they're planning to necessarily come towards you, or at least they're not rushing in with passion, but instead they're being very measured. They might have something they want to communicate, some truth or a message that's about something they've realized in the connection. They might be wanting to control how that message is delivered, how they're going to bring it in, but it looks as if you're not on the same page. You're not aligned right now, or they're feeling like you're not aligned perhaps. What are your energies in the connection right now? You might be wanting to bring them something. You might have some kind of gift that you've prepared for them. And bottom of the deck, we've got Devil in reverse. Okay, so you might be feeling like there's a new opportunity to, you might even be sensing an opportunity now to set some boundaries of your own. So sort of wanting to ensure that you're protecting, perhaps even protecting your finances or your material, protecting the material realm for yourself within the connection. Perhaps you're looking at wanting to sign a cohabitation agreement. I don't know. And so it looks as if you're wanting to give some energy to taking stock of the material realm within the connection and bring forth something new in that area. And we've got two aces and we've got the Fool here. And then we've got a card suggesting boundaries. So there's a lot of newness and new energy. So you're feeling some, maybe even a rekindling of energies. And if that's the case, you're really feeling like you want to take a leap of faith and trust your feelings in the connection. So you might be feeling this rekindled, or you might be falling in love with this person, sensing that you're falling at this point. And you can see the Fool sort of walking off the cliff in the direction of this, defensive person rather than in the direction of the cup. So I would say maybe just a little note of caution about how much you hold with those feelings. Maybe do prioritize that setting of boundaries and considering what it is that needs protecting. It looks like you may have been sort of caught up in the passion of the connection, and at this point are feeling like you're coming out of that, or you're able to resist that a little bit more. Maybe you're wanting to move things from a situation of just sex or just passion into a more protected real world connection with each other, and you're setting boundaries around that at this time, but also while feeling very smitten. Where is the connection headed? What is the most likely outcome given current factors? We've got 4 of Cups in reverse, 5 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and 5 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Temperance in reverse. Okay, I'd say there's a little bit of ambiguity in the cards here, and so sort of 2 messages are coming through with that. So there's, to the extent that maybe you feel that your life has been a bit cluttery, so going back to that message from the beginning, if you feel like there hasn't been room in your life for this connection or to build on it, it might be that letting go, sort of clearing out that clutter, and again, referring to, you know, mental, psychological, emotional, physical, energetic clutter, whatever resonates for you, that may create some space within the connection to have a change in perspective, to begin some healing. So there's to let go of maybe of things that you've been carrying within the connection. So there's a bit of a, like these cards here taken together, I'd say are a very similar message and fairly positive. There might be that surrender that we were talking about earlier, like a surrender to timing, a surrender to letting things flow as they do, but just sort of not like a very much a change in perspective. So if you have been sort of really hanging on, like if you've been in that sort of obsessive devil energy when the devil is upright, then it's like you've had a change in perspective, or you're having a change in perspective, and you're letting go of some of that burden, the burden of hanging on, whether within the connection or hanging on to things that are keeping you from the connection. But there also does seem to be sort of a message that, like between this being the last card out and together with the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles is about attachment, so in reverse, it's very much about letting go. Sort of echoing the messages over here, these feel like a very positive letting go, but then we're ending with the 5 of Pentacles, and that could be a feeling of missing the other person's energy. And with Temperance in reverse, it suggests that there's not a lot of stability, like there might be a lot of hot and cold happening in the connection between you. There might be a changeable person who's just not able to make up their mind. And so if that's the case, then this is sort of looking like a surrender to that, you know, like a release of being attached to trying to come up with some kind of outcome here or control the outcome, and perhaps feeling left out of the other person's energies. But it looks as if what you're being left out of is just inconsistency, that hot, cold, unable to decide. And frankly, you deserve somebody who is sure that they want you and is sure that they want to be with you and who has no doubt about that, right? And so you might be coming around to that perspective and releasing. And if not, I'd say focus on decluttering and surrendering to timing, and maybe it'll come back around in the future. But at the very least, it looks like you'll be releasing the burdens of trying to hold on to how that takes place. So if this other person, like if they've been in an energy of wanting to control how the connection plays out, well then they need to come out of those energies, and they need to do it on their own. And you're not going to be able to do their healing work for them, but you can do yours. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some clarity. And sometimes the tarot comes through with messages that are not the warmest and fuzziest, but hopefully it will trigger some clarity for you, and perhaps, and it's like flipping a coin as well, right? Like if you hear the reading and you're like, no, that's not what I want, well then you know what you want. So great. So thank you for being here. I am honored to read your cards for you. Thank you for trusting me with it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.